guys,
we're checking in on our way out of Mexico City. We just left and are headed up into the mountains again, but we thought we'd give you a brief update of where we've been for the last week, approximately.
We left you with Monterey, and then we made our way down to this place called Real de Catorce. It's a little like Pueblo Magico town, whatever. It's a 13-mile long cobblestone road up to this mountain, essentially, and then a mile-long tunnel to get into the town.
Okay, so after Real de Catorce, we drove east along a highway into a region called the Huasteca Potosina, which is basically just like a jungle area, very wet, sort of high mountainous region, super foggy on the drive in.
Yeah.
Really sort of mystical, magical.
Yeah. And we stayed at this place called Aldea, Huasteca, which is, we had found online, but they're like these little huts that you can rent out.
We're basically camping right next to a river, which was a beautiful, like light blue, almost like milky, sort of from the sediment color river, with lots of little waterfalls, right next to where we're camping.
The many bodies of beautiful women brought to this place to be examined, swaying on an elephant.
That fell out of that guy's truck. We went to, it's called the Cave of Swallows, Sótano de las Golondrinas. And it's a 1,200 foot deep cave.
The largest cave shaft in the world.
But you don't even know.
It's 7:15 and the birds are supposed to come out in like an hour, so.
We hope to see a tornado of hundreds of thousands of swallows and swifts. So we'll see if that happens.
Man with your jaws and fists and guitars and pens and your sugar lip, but I've never been to the fire pits with you, mighty men. Who made you this way? Who made you this way? Who is going to bury your beautiful children? You think you can just stop?
But anyway, so then from there we went to a waterfall called Cascada de Tamul, which is like a 350 foot waterfall in the same Huasteca area, and we met some other travelers, Charles and Hani. What up?
But we also saw on that same canoe trip a crazy cave, sort of. I don't know if you call it a cenote, but yeah, it was beautiful crystal blue waters inside of a cave right next to the river.
And then from there we went to
AshLivin, which is where I guess a famous poet named Edward James created this really sort of out of this world concrete sort of sculpture garden in the rainforest or in the jungle. So it's basically these sort of half-finished architectural structures that have been completely overgrown with moss and vines and other jungle plants, but it's really cool. It's very labyrinthian. It's like a maze, basically. Some really cool structures, some interesting waterfalls there too.
And then we stayed the night at a place called Catorce. Also a very funky place, yeah. But we met these other travelers named Sergio and Lila. What up? And hung out with them for the evening.
After Las Posas, we drove from Xilitla. Well, we had intended to drive in a matter of 3 hours to another town to camp. But we followed the GPS directions, which happened to be the shortest route, but not necessarily the quickest route.
And we've now been sitting here for like 20 minutes, waiting for this concrete truck to go up the hill. But it's struggling. Has failed 3 times, so now
they're repaving the road for it.
They're repaving the road for it, and we're second in line. And
looks like we might be able to try again soon.
We might be sleeping on the mountain tonight.
Muchas gracias.
Adios.
Que tenga un buen día. From Zacatecua
Catan, just
from the Z town, we drove south to Teotihuacan, which is a really awesome sort of ancient ruins right outside of Mexico City. But we got to walk down the Avenue of the Dead and hiked up the Pyramid of the Sun. So it was a pretty special morning. And then we drove the rest of the way into Mexico City. Yeah, so we went to the Centro Histórico, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the old downtown area of Mexico City. Went to the post office, which is like basically a palace. We went to the old cathedral, which was pretty amazing. A lot of other really nice, large, grand sort of buildings in that area, as well as some just insanely busy streets with lots and lots of people wandering through.
It was awesome.
Very cool.
And woke up this morning and actually went to the Museum of Anthropology.
It was amazing. The building of this museum was probably the architectural sort of aspect of the museum was the most impressive part.
Yeah.
It opens up into this courtyard when you walk through the entrance with this beautiful sort of fountain situation built into the building, which was pretty spectacular. Learned a little bit about sort of pre-colonial Mexican anthropology.
And what they used to eat.
Whatever, but I think that, yeah, the building itself was definitely the highlight of that experience.
That's awesome.
Alright guys, we are off to camp at the base of a volcano tonight, but hope you enjoyed this brief update of our last week in Mexico, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye!